Hey y'all, this is Anne Marie, the anti-HR lady, and I'm taking a moment from my travels. I'm actually on the continent right now of the motherland, doing some travel. But I'm taking a moment first to say Happy New Year to all of you. I'm recording this on the 3rd day of January, so Happy New Year. Happy 2024. And I hope that 2024 brings all of you, first of all, happiness, joy, and most importantly, freedom, because it's hard to have the first two without that last one. So if you're stuck in a job that you hate and dealing with managers and employers that are discriminating against you, it's kind of hard to be happy and joyful, and you're definitely not free. So what I'm hoping for all of you who follow me on this platform is freedom this year. Happiness, joy, and freedom. And to acquire the first two, you need to have the last one. But, I saw the report about the resignation of Claudine Gay. I believe her name is Claudia Gay, the Harvard president. And I remember when she was appointed, I didn't think she would last very long. And I wasn't wrong. I'm rarely wrong about these things, sadly. As a Black woman who spent about 20 plus years of my life in nonprofit corporate executive management roles, I know what it's like to be the first of your kind, and I know what it's like to be the only one. It's extremely lonely. It's extremely isolating, because you figure out really quickly that they put you there so that they can use you. They didn't put you there because you deserved it, even though you do. They didn't put you there because you were the best, even though you are. They put you there because they want to mascot you, and they think that they can use you. And I watched how she had to move from the very beginning. And I knew she wasn't going to be safe. And I knew that they would not protect her. And sure enough, when the chips were down, they did not. She was asked a really ridiculous question by a Republican about whether Jewish genocide should be considered bullying or whatnot. And from the very beginning, first of all, I thought the question was a problem, because my question is, why should it just be about Jewish genocide? There's a genocide unfolding in front of all of us right now. Why are we just talking about one type of genocide and not all? Any type of genocide should be wrong, should it not? Or is it only the people that were once the victims of genocide who are now engaging in genocide? Are they the only ones that get to talk about genocide? So I thought that that was a problematic question from the very beginning. And what made me sad was that she didn't call it out. But instead, she tried to give a parsed and thoughtful answer, and instead still got screwed over for it. So she was in a no-win situation. No answer she gave would have been the right answer, right? But the right answer would have been to ask, why am I only being asked about Jewish genocide? There have been multiple types of genocide across the history of mankind. The Jews are not the only ones who have suffered genocide. And now we're watching the government of Israel engage in genocide, and everyone wants to debate whether or not that's what it is. But that, in fact, is what it is. They're literally perpetrating the same thing against another group of people that was perpetrated against members of their community, right? Under German Nazism. And now they're doing the same thing, and everyone wants to dance around. What I wanted to say was, it was very clear from the way that she was questioned that she was being set up, and that no answer that she gave was really going to satisfy them. She tried to give a thoughtful answer, and it backfired. But what was most interesting to me was how it was dealt with by Harvard. So first, Harvard, said that they were going to support her and that they didn't want her to resign. But then all of a sudden, we start hearing rumblings about plagiarism. We literally have a president in the White House who is a confirmed plagiarist. And I'm not, saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a fact, right? He's in the White House, running the whole country. But you want to tell me that because of a plagiarism claim, now she needs to leave her office, right? So they wanted to be able, on one hand, to say, we didn't make her resign because of the hearings, but here's this other thing over here, right? And so I wasn't surprised that she would resign. I'm not surprised she's the shortest president in the history of Harvard. I'm sure they'll find another mascot that looks like her or similar to her to replace her so that no one can say they're not racist. But I really want us as Black women, especially those of us in leadership positions or those of us approached to be in leadership positions, to give it a lot of thought before we take these roles. Be very clear about what the objective of those offering these roles to you is, especially in high-profile roles, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be put in an impossible situation, and you're going to be seriously harmed by the experience, especially if they have no history of hiring anyone that looks like you or putting anyone that looks like you in a role before. Being the first and the only is not in your interest. Take it from someone who knows. All I hope now for her is that whether she goes back to a tenured professor position, goes or writes a book about the whole experience or whatever, I hope she makes Harvard cut her a big ass check. I don't need to know about it. I just hope it happens. I hope she has the good sense to make them pay her through the nose for this bullshit. Right? And I just hope that more of us, so many of us, want that white proximity. We want to feel like we're the best of the best. But I'm telling you, it's a fool's errand. It's a fool's errand. And the results can be devastating. This woman is one of the best and the brightest of us. She's a daughter of Haiti. And I am just appalled at how she has been treated throughout this whole process. Not even before this all happened, but from the very beginning, the level of scrutiny from the very beginning. But I wasn't surprised by it. And I'm not surprised that she became a victim of it, right? Because that's what happens when you're Black and you're the best, especially when you're a Black woman. They put you there so that they can tell themselves that they're not racist. And then they engage in the most racist behavior. And as soon as they figure out that you're not going to be controlled and that you're going to speak in your own voice, they get rid of you. And so I don't want this to just be about, oh, she was a victim of a Republican witch hunt. No, I put this all on Harvard at the end of the day. I put this all on them and those amongst them that I'm pretty sure were part of orchestrating all the BS that came after the congressional hearings. Whether we know their names or not, we know. As Black people, we know. Especially as Black women, we know. And so I just want this to be an object lesson for so many of us that are Black women. We're leaders. We're the best of the best. We're in corporate and other leadership positions. And then they come knocking because they want to trot you out and mascot your ass so that they can make themselves feel good and look good. Don't be fooled. If you decide to take these roles, make sure they pay you top dollar, because you will pay through the ass for saying yes. And make sure you document and have all your ducks in a row so that when they come for you, even if you choose to leave, you don't leave without your coins. Make them pay you for everything that they put you through. And I have no doubt they're going to cut her a check. I just hope it's a big check. It better be a big check, right? Because they've publicly humiliated her. So I really hope that she gets some coin behind this. But I want you to know that if you are being the subject or subjected to this kind of treatment at work, and so many of us are, especially those of us who are leaders in corporate environments, document, baby. In 2024, that is my word, my HR word is documentation. Document. I'm a little congested, I'm sorry. I'm a little under the weather, which is why I'm still in a robe in my bed. But document, because that's the way you get to protect yourself in the end and make them cut that big check, is make sure you got all your ducks in a row to show that you were doing your job. They didn't do theirs, because their job in this situation was to back her 100%, though the heavens fall, and they did not do that. They tried to make it look that way to the public. But so take it from someone who's been in these situations. Behind the scenes, they didn't do it. They didn't protect her. They are the ones that cooked up this plagiarism BS. Trust and believe me. They may say it was the conservatives, but it came from somewhere, right? And again, we got a plagiarist in the White House, a certified plagiarist in the White House. So missing a couple citations in a paper And I wrote many papers in law school. Missing a couple of citations in a paper doesn't make you a plagiarist. Even the author who they claim she plagiarized said he didn't consider it plagiarism. So we all know what this really is and what this really is about. And at the end of the day, when the chips were down, they didn't protect her. If she had felt protected, she would not have resigned her job. They didn't protect her. And so I really hope the best for this sister. I hope that she lands softly wherever she ends up landing. And I hope she walks away with a check. But I do want this to be an object lesson to the rest of us Black women who either are in these positions or aspire to be in these positions, especially my sisters who are in their 30s, who want to be in these roles. It ain't what it looks like on the outside. It really is not. And so gird your loins, document, prepare for your exit as soon as you enter, and make sure they cut you a big check when they come for you, because they will come for you. So this is my 2024 message for all of you is document, protect yourself in the workplace. Do not expect the higher ups, especially those who are the palm people. Do not expect that they're going to protect you, because they will not. And understand that when they put you in these roles, it's really not about you or your, qualifications or your right to be there. 9 times out of 10, it's because they're doing it to make themselves look good and feel good. And the minute you start acting independently or showing that you have a mind of your own, or that you actually intend to do the job that they hired you to do and not what they want you to do, they are going to come for you in some kind of way, and they're going to seek to get rid of you. And you just have to be ready for when it happens. I get the sense that this sister wasn't ready, and that's what makes me sad. But I really do hope that what has happened to her and so many other Black women in the last year, she's not the only one. We need to pay attention as Black women to these things and treat them as object lessons and prepare ourselves for when it happens to us. Because too many of you who come to me are actually surprised when these things happen to you. And I really need you to stop being surprised. This year, I really want y'all to be ready. Get ready, stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. Be ready, because especially if you are in a leadership role, at some point, they're coming for your behind. Especially if you are reporting to the palm people, and particularly if you are reporting to the palm people of the female variety. They ain't gonna protect you for nothing. So make sure that you are prepared to protect your own self at all times. So I hope that this message is instructive. I hope that we are all sending good thoughts in the direction of this sister who is now exiting the role as the president of Harvard. And I hope we all take it as a lesson for ourselves. This is Anne Marie, the anti-HR HR lady. Remember that HR is not your enemy, but they're definitely not your friend. But I am. I'll see you in the next video.